Hello, 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 and welcome to Teta's podcast. Today, I'm beyond excited, for real. Okay, so today I have here more than a woman, a powerhouse. She's not only building corporate leaders with the real estate corporate that she is, and is part on, I think too, and also being a boy's mom, having all passionate and obsessed about her dogs. And on top of all this, something that as she described, I had cancer and I'm thankful for it. For me, it's an honor, a truly honor, have here Susannah Munnelly.
Yes.
Did I pronounce it good?
Good enough. Yes. Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Susannah, for being here. And Munnelly, correct?
It's Munnelly.
Molly.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I wish I could have you walk in front of me in like every room I go and be like an official hype person. That was awesome.
Yeah, perfect. Of course. I mean, it's not definitely hard to present a woman like you. Seriously, like all the way you represent. And on top of this, being here today, for me and for what I hear, you is something that you're very good at top of your word and everything and the leadership and everything you do. And this is an aspect of your life that you've been not touching. Like it's there,
Yeah.
but you've been not touching. So thank you for being here and be open about share your story. In that way, help others. Help me, and in that way, help others as well.
Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity.
I want to dig in because we are here for that reason. When and how you find out you have breast cancer?
So I found out inadvertently, kind of in a roundabout way. In the beginning of 2022, I was feeling off. There was just something not right. And I went to my doctor and I was like, I'm having problems with my ADD. Give me ADD meds. And I don't like to take medicine. So I normally don't take anything. And she was like, okay, yeah, I will. But you have to get a mammogram. And I was like, why? You know, breast cancer was not on my radar. I didn't know anything about it.
No family history.
No, nothing. So I did. I went and got one because of her, because her and her nurse are a bully, thankfully. And it was the Friday before Memorial Day. So a long weekend. It was 10 o'clock at night. I got an email from my chart that was like, hey, your mammogram was off. We're going to call you on Tuesday to schedule a biopsy. And I thought it was a joke because you don't get that news at 10 o'clock on a Friday night.
Definitely.
But they weren't kidding when they called me on Tuesday and was like, hey, we need to schedule this biopsy.
How was that weekend for you? Like it was there in your brain, or you thought like, no, maybe this is nothing, and it was off. It was when you tell me it was unexpected. So how was that weekend for you?
Yeah, thankfully back in, I think it was 2021, maybe it was 2020, my company put a handful of us through this cognitive fitness training called My Steady Mind. And it's 9 modules that you just learn how to like control your thoughts, control your emotions. And one of the things I learned within those modules is being present. So over that weekend, of course, my brain would start to think about it. Like, what if this is real and stuff like that? And I would just be like, wait, stop, be where your feet are. What are you doing today? How do you move forward mentally without dwelling on that? Because you're going to ruin your whole weekend if you keep dwelling on it. So that was something.
And your whole life.
Your whole life. So that was something I just did all week. I mean, through the entire process, which is not quick and easy.
It is. I hear about it. It's like a mental exercise or brain exercises. And it's, I don't know, I feel like the universe sometimes kind of prepare you in a way to, okay, this humongous is coming.
Yep.
Let me give you some tools.
Absolutely.
And it threw you something and you're like, hey.
Yep.
And then you're like, okay, I have something to hold.
Yep.
What next? What happened that Tuesday when they finally called you and let's go for a biopsy? Still no diagnostic yet, right?
No. I went in for the first biopsy and everybody was like super chill about it. Like I think probably within the office, I think a lot of women come in, like very stressed out and amped up. And they're like, I'm here for a biopsy, and it's always worst case scenario. So with me, they were trying to be like very laid back. And I'm like, I'm unbothered by this actually. And we did that. And then you go in for the second one. Maybe there was 3. And the last one I went into, the nurse told me, she was like, hey, so we're going to call you with results. It's going to be like, we'll have the results on this day. It's going to be my last day. I'm sorry if I have to tell you you have cancer. And she called me on a Friday. My youngest son was in section playoffs for baseball. And it was a Friday morning. And she called me and she was like, hey, I'm really sorry to do this. Like, you have cancer. And I was like, please don't apologize. I'm glad. Like, I hope I'm the last person you have to say that to, because it's better me than someone else. Like, again, I kind of told you, thank God it's me. If 1 in 8 women are going to get breast cancer, let it be me every time. You know, I have a great family. I have a great job. I have clearly great friends.
Her friend, one friend, and her son is here with us today in the studio. So
yeah. So I was glad it was me. And I'm thinking, like, I have a baseball game to get to. I had scheduled lunch with my husband, and I was like, cool, I'll call the office. We'll circle back on this on Monday. And she was like, no, we can't circle back on Monday. We need to like pick surgeons and do all of this now. And I was like, you don't understand. My son has a baseball game. I have plans. It's Friday.
I have places to be.
The sun is shining. It's Friday. You're not going to ruin my day with cancer. So she walked me through it. We picked a surgeon and stuff like that. I'm not from Minnesota. I don't know any doctors here. I don't know anything. So she helped me pick it. I went and met my husband for lunch. And I walked in. It was a bar and grill. And I walked in and I was like, I'm feeling lucky. Let's get some pull tabs. I never win. Like, I am the least lucky person you would ever meet in your life. But that day I pulled a $100 pull tab. And I was like, yes, it is my lucky day. I am glad it's me. And that was the mindset I took in throughout the whole experience.
The empathy on those worlds are like immense. Like, is that empathy and that feeling to help you to navigate to the whole thing?
I think so. I was so fortunate with everything. And I think sometimes when I think about it or think about talking about it, it feels like it's going to come out kind of romanticized. Cancer is not easy. There is no part of treatment that's easy. Nothing that I went through was easy. But I am so fortunate with the support and the things that I had to help alleviate some of the pressure and the hard points. Like, when I think about cancer and I think about the thank God it's me, I think about the single mom who's working 2 to 3 jobs trying to put dinner on the table for her kids or try to afford, athletics like hockey and stuff like that, where I'm actually getting into verbal arguments with my bosses who don't want me to work throughout my treatments. And I'm like, you can't kick me out. Like, I'm working, whether I'm working in the office or I'm working from home, I'm going to work. And I felt so fortunate to have those situations that I couldn't help but to say, better me than somebody who's not in that position.
Let me dig a little bit more in that phrase that I saw that you use. I had cancer.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful for it.
Yeah.
Navigate with me. And what is that phrase mean? What is that thankful? And you explain to me like the support group that I have, and tell me more about those feelings of, yes, like I'm thankful for this. Because it's hard. I just asked because sometimes for people it's hard to hear that. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what? Dude, this is crazy. What these women are doing saying this on air? No.
Yeah.
Like, for the reason I want to explain this feeling.
Yeah. I pride myself in the way that I love people, in the way that I care for people, and the way I can positively impact those around me. And I think a lot of times we can do that or have those touching moments by areas or instances we've experienced. And breast cancer, like the statistics are bananas on how many women are going to get breast cancer.
And they are increasing. No decreasing, everyone. No go down with all those millions of dollars that go to cancer research. No, the numbers are not going down. Numbers are going up.
Yeah, it's crazy. And, there was a big organization, a big breast cancer organization that I just signed up for the newsletter. Like I want to learn more about this. Breast cancer wasn't on my radar. I knew nothing about it. Let me go sign up, try to connect with a group so I can learn more. And literally like a week later, they're asking me for donations. And I'm like, this is nuts. So let me walk through it. Let me experience the good, the bad, and the ugly, which there was a lot of bad and ugly within that. And then one day I'll get to the point where, somebody's going to be feeling what I'm feeling. And I can say, if you just take 2 more steps, there'll be some reprieve. If you could just take 3 more steps, you'll see a flicker of light. Take 5 more steps and you can do it. And there's nothing special about me, honestly.
It's a lot special about you.
And
refuse.
If somebody like me can do it, if somebody like me can have this attitude and this mindset and navigate all of the things that you have to navigate, whether I did it right or did it wrong or did it well or poorly, I came out on the other side. So if somebody like me can do it, then like literally anybody can do it.
Let's come back a little bit to that part, to the treatment part. To now I have the diagnostic. Now I share this news with my family, with my husband. Well, actually, we don't touch that. How you share that news after you have the lucky
after I won $100, I told my husband.
Like that, straight?
Yeah. I was like, they called and said I had cancer, which nobody knew, really. There was like 3, maybe 4 people I told I was going to get testing through because I didn't want to be over dramatic and I didn't want to worry anybody, So he was like, no way. And again, he's a guy. He's never had any type of experience with breast cancer. So he's equating it to the skin cancer he had on his face. And he's like, okay, this is going to be a breeze. So that went well. I then called my 3 bosses, or I sent a text. I was like, I need to talk to you guys, and told them, which was very hard. It was so hard because it's so, I'm not a vulnerable person.
Personal.
Yeah.
Exactly. So personal. And no matter what, especially in real estate industry, and you put your name there, you're a powerful house, as I say, in what you do, and come to this, that it's like, I bet you feel very vulnerable to go and open this.
And it's so humbling. Like, I'm not Superwoman. Like, it got me, you guys. It got me. So that was really hard. I told my son that was really hard because I don't have answers for him at that point. And, as a parent, like you live your whole life for kids, you want to be able to give them an answer. Like, this is what we're going to do. It's going to be fine.
A plan, exactly.
Please don't worry about it. So that was hard. When it came to announcing it to some of my coworkers and to the company, I made my boss do it.
You're like, you go deliver the news.
Yeah, I was like, hey, Mike Bernier.
Hey, she's a boss. She's a boss.
I can't, like, I'll tell these people, you tell these other people. And of course, he's like one of my dearest friends who was there, knowing from the beginning before anybody else knew with his spidey senses. He did it for me, which was great. But I still have a hard time coming out and being like, I had cancer. You asked me, like, how do I want to be referred to as like a survivor or warrior? And I'm like, I don't know. It's vulnerable.
It is very, very.
Yeah.
And especially talk about it so openly. Like, and especially because we don't know, and we talk it before the show. You don't know how people will take it.
Yeah.
And I would love to top that topic. Like, what is one of those reasons that you were not that open about it? And one of those reasons that you were not like, hey, I have breast cancer.
Yeah. It's because you don't know. One specific instance that kind of like just drew me back into my shell of closed offness is I was at an event and I hadn't seen any, very many people because I was working from home and kind of hiding away and doing all of my treatments. And I ran into this woman and she was like, just started crying when she saw me. And she was like, I heard you had cancer. And I'm like, well, I did, but I'm okay now. And, she's crying and I'm consoling her. And I don't know, I'm in a vulnerable position. I don't know how to do that. Now, I can comfort you if you tell me like something happened to my dog or, like my relationship is ending. Like I will hype you up. I will hug you. Like everything is going to be great. But when you're emotional and upset for me.
Coping, like I coping with this. how now comforting you about what I am coping with.
Yeah.
It's just also bizarre
Yeah.
feeling there.
Looking back, I can't believe how many pep talks I had to give to people about what I was going through.
You're like, if I get paid every time I do this talk,
Yeah.
it is not good. It
Yeah.
is not good. And sometimes people don't know what to say and say it. And I hear comments. Sometimes I hear comments like, oh, you look so good for that person. I was like,
Oh my gosh, I've heard that all the time.
how you want me to look? How like, first of all, what a person with cancer look like
Yeah.
in your brain, in your idea. And second of all, like, that is not a very nice comment to tell me. Like, you are not validating the process that I'm going through. Or
Yeah. Or this is what I looked like yesterday. Did I look like crap yesterday? And now that I have cancer and you think I'm sick, like all of a sudden I look good looking like this. But if you were to consider me healthy, I would look like crap. Like, what?
It is crazy how everyone create their own concept of what cancer is and connected with experiences that everyone has and everything. But when they are in front of someone that actually sharing the news, like, hey, I have breast cancer, then they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And it's that. We're ending comforting the people in front of us. We're ending giving TED Talks to the people in front of us. Like, it's definitely, it is not good because of the stage that we are in.
Yeah.
We coping with our own feelings, with our own, how I take decisions, how I coping with all these emotions, how I keep sharing this news with the people that I know that will be my support in this moment.
Yeah.
So it's just so many elements there in or on to handle with the element in the people in front of us.
Absolutely.
Tell me about the treatment. How was the treatment for you, and especially how you take decisions of what treatment, what road to go?
Well, I started out. This is a hard question to answer, right? Because I call it like the medical conveyor belt. As you're going through all of the testing and everything like that, you're just on a conveyor belt and you hit a doctor and you're like, finally, like some answers. And they lay out this plan and you're like, all right, sounds reasonable, like whatever, you know? So my treatment plan was a lumpectomy, depending on how I had invasive ductal carcinoma.
In one or two breasts?
In one.
Okay.
Or what, that might not be what it's called, the moving cancer.
Invasive ductal carcinoma.
Yeah,
that's for me too.
So,
hormone eater?
Yep.
Okay.
Both.
Okay.
HRPR positive.
Okay. And HER2 positive. Okay.
Yeah. So, like it's basically, we're going to stick with this. We're going to check your lymph nodes, see if it's traveled to the lymph nodes, and then we'll have a solid plan. So I was like, that sounds good. We did that surgery. Here's a funny story. So we did the lumpectomy. I had a spacer put in, and with the spacer comes a drain. Did you have drains?
Yes.
Okay.
After the surgery, yes.
Yeah. So I had a drain, which was just my first experience with drains, and it was hilarious, like walking around with this.
With the little plugs.
Yeah, with the plugs.
And the little bottle that you have liquid.
Yeah. I was like, I called my friend who does IV hydration. She is an emergency room nurse. And I was like, first of all, my breast is blue. And this is like after surgery. I was like, my breast is blue from the dye.
You have yeah.
Yeah, so they stick the needle in your nipple, which I tell my son about all the time. He's like, this hurts. And I'm like, I had a needle in my nipple with no numbing cream. Don't talk to me about being in pain. So that's probably his nightmare of me having cancer.
No, we all have nightmares, but that is a nightmare.
I am tough. We do that. So yeah, they did that with dye. I don't remember why they did it, but after surgery and everything, like the next day I wake up and like my breast is blue and I have this thing, and I call my friend and I'm like, what am I supposed to do? So she comes over and she shows me like how to clean it out. And then she's like, it's the dye. I promise you're not going to be a Smurf. And I sit and wait for the lymph nodes and stuff to come back. In the meantime, I go to my follow-up appointment to get the drain taken out, and my body healed so fast that I'm in the doctor's office and they're like yanking on the drain and it won't come out, and it's just me and the PA.
No.
And she can't get the door open. She's like, if I let this go, it's gonna like ravel back up in you. So she's like, on the count of 3, we're gonna yell.
And there is like a big part of the drain inside your body for everyone to know. It's like a big like part of the drain inside your body.
Yeah.
So they were
pulling it out in the doctor's office. And then we like yell, and then the nurse comes in and she just walks in the room. And I think I'm like sweating because it was very painful. And the PA is like sweating because she can't get this sucker out. And I ended up having, the doctor came in. He's like, oh my God.
What
like,
is this?
He's like, what? And I was like, people need to stop praying for my healing because God is listening, right?
No
like,
kidding. Not
I
even,
am healing so fast.
not even the thing out. He's like, wee, body
Yeah.
heal.
Yeah. So I ended up to have that surgically removed. Yeah.
Because it will not go there.
They couldn't get it out. Then we come to find out my cancer did not spread to my lymph nodes, thankfully. Yes. So then I did radiation. I feel like radiation was forever, which is scary. Radiation was terrifying. I was like a champion through everything. I think I had like 5 surgeries. I was totally fine. Radiation undid me. But I did.
What was the aspects of the radiation that were not sitting down good? Because it's so many, and it's so particular for everyone. So for that reason, I asked that in you because it's just, you know, like it's key consequences. It's thickness, like it's just so many consequences. Of
Oh, I didn't think about any of that actually. It's when you're going, you know, you get the mold done and you're like sitting under the thing and they have to position you. And radiation is all about math. It's like a mathematical equation on how much radiation you're going to get, the angle that they're going to hit the radiation, where they place it, like all of these different things. And you have to be so very still. They make a mold so you like can't move and have to be there. But depending on where your cancer was, you know, in your breast, it's so close to your heart, you have to hold your breath. And people are talking about what could happen if the radiation nicks your heart. Yeah. Or like, you know, different things that could go wrong with your heart being right there. So like the first couple times as I was getting fitted and stuff like that, you know, like I'm powering through mentally, you know, like it's going to be totally okay. The first real radiation that they did, the zap, my mind went blank. The only thing I could think about is like, please don't hit my heart. Please don't hit my heart, which in my head, then I start spinning. So I'm trying to like, and it goes really fast, like just minutes actually. But I'm trying to like, you know, like let's lean back on the cognitive fitness. We got to get back in a good place. Let's be thankful for this. That I literally just started singing Jesus Loves Me. I don't like, you know, it was put in me.
You are religion? You are religion usually? Or that is what a moment of...
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I wouldn't normally wake up and be like, Jesus loves me, this I know. But from, like, Bible school when I was, it was literally the only thing I could think of. And then I started laughing. I was like, that is so stupid. I called my friend as I'm driving home, and I was like coming down from an anxiety attack, which I never had before. Like, I had no idea. And I was like, this is so stupid. Somebody has to hear this. And so now it's like a big joke. Like, anytime, like, I get a little anxious or, like, stressed out, Jesus Loves Me song. But that was terrifying.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. And it's so uncomfortable and it's so painful in a way. And it's no brain game or can prepare you for when you actually there living the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like,
and they tattoo you. And for
yes, right.
a long time after, because like, I don't think about cancer. I think the way a lot of women do who, you know, like it's become so, it was such a traumatic experience for them that it like kind of seeps into their future too. So
you don't let cancer to define you.
No, not at all.
That
was when I think Jessica is here. And I think one of the first things I said on the phone when I told her like, hey, I have cancer, I was like, I'm not going to let this define me. Like, this is something that we're going to do. It's not something we're going to become. But for a while, I think like 6 months after my radiation treatment, I would look at my like my little dots, my little blue dots, and I would get pissed off. And I would be like,
for the memories?
For not necessarily for the memories, but for the experience, right? Like, I have problems with my arm. I have nerve problems, all from that, you know, getting my lymph nodes done. And if I would know what I know now, I probably wouldn't have done it. So I'm looking at these dots as like, you know, like you're trying to blow dry your hair. And my arm is like, about to fall off, and I'd see him and I'd be like, dang it.
What else is there when you tell me, and if of course if you feel comfortable talking about it, you tell me like, okay, it's the dots, it's the feelings, it's the emotions. What else is there with, for example, what you like with the changes in your body, because they remove the expander, they put the implant. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah. So, well, one very disappointing thing is when I was doing my reconstructive surgery, all of my treatments and all of my surgery that I had done in from the beginning of July to the end of December, which was totally against medical advice, right? Because they're like, you need to have a treatment, then you need to totally heal, and that's going to take, 6, 8, 10 weeks, and then you maybe have another one. And I'm like,
I will do
these
this
doctors,
in 6 months. And
yeah, like they have never gotten beat up. They've never been in a fight. And I said this to my radiologist. I was like, have you ever been in a fight? And he's like, no. And I was like, the hardest part of being in a fight is the mental aspect. Like if you, for people who are listening who have never been in a fight, like you watch TV shows, and there's that like quintessential, kids where there's the big kid and like the little kid, and he's like, I'm going to see you after school. And then that, little kid is stressing and worrying and anxious and like so fearful all day until they get to the parking lot, and then like nothing happens. Right. And I was thinking that was the experience
it was the
I was going
feelings
to.
what make the story horrible for that
Yeah.
kid, not the actual fact.
Yeah.
But it's your thoughts about it.
Yeah. So like, I wasn't going to do that. I wasn't going to spread it out. We're going to hurry up. We're going to get it done. I'm going to get on with my life. So I did so much in such a short amount of time, that I probably shouldn't have done it. I still have, like different side effects from it, like POTS, I think is a big thing that a lot of women experience. Well, I have it now, and they're equating that to like all of the trauma and the stress from all of my treatments. My cancer is HRPR positive, so they wanted me to take hormone suppressants, and I didn't want to do that. So I was like, can I have a hysterectomy? Nobody prepares you. Nobody prepares you for menopause. Nobody prepares your family for menopause. Nobody prepares your friends for menopause, right? And I live in a house full of boys. Like my whole life is just boys everywhere. And I'm trying to be normal, but my body is like,
The flashes, the emotions, the
sister. Yeah.
the struggle is real. I get induced for menopause for 6 months of my treatment with solid X and letrozole, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
How the flashes, the feelings, the emotion. For me, it was the emotional, because I consider myself a person with a very strong emotional intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
What is this? What am feeling this today? I am okay.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And it's all part of this like treatment. So
Yeah.
you go ahead and you go through the steps. I mean, you did the whole surgery.
I did the whole surgery. Yeah. Yeah, that was, I think, and it's even harder now because I know, like, if I would know the things that I'm experiencing because of that, or the things that, the way that it's changed me, meaning like it's changing all of my relationships and stuff like that, it makes me really mad because I don't think I would have done it. I don't think I got the education that I should have gotten. When I was talking to my gynecologist, she's like, yes, I'm like, vaginal dryness, that's really it. It'll be fine. You can take a cream for that. Like, literally,
It's
that
not
was
cream
it.
And it's something that I like to ask is that, and you've been very good in highlight that, but if you can do it in points like, of course, the information that you take at the moment was with the decisions you take at the moment was the information you have at the moment in your hands. And we take the best decision with the information we have.
Yeah.
But right now, Susannah, everything, the whole process, the whole surgery, everything that you go through, what is that? What you will do different with all the information you have right now in your plate?
Well, I found out, thankfully I found out, right? I found out I had a terrible oncologist. It was the worst experience ever. And I called him out on it. And he was like, well, what? That's what I was supposed to do. And then I talked to my nurse navigator for like the second time. There's a whole system of people to support people with breast cancer. However, when you're dealing with people in the medical system, my nurse navigator said, basically it's a checklist that they follow. You have this kind of cancer, you have this, you do this, and then you do this and this and this. There is no personalized
You're a number.
treatment.
You
Yes.
are a number.
Yeah. So that's what I would do differently. I wouldn't rely on the lie that there is personalized treatment, you know, that people care about the way I feel 6 months from now. They don't, and I don't want to say that. That sounds so harsh. Like they don't care about me. They care about me as a person.
But it's the way that it's system. And it's not about particular a person
Yeah.
per se. It's not the doctor. It's not the nurse navigator.
Yeah.
They get trained. The system train
Yeah.
these teams in order to be like that.
Yeah.
In order to, yes, this is the script. Da, 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 do, 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 do. You go through lumpectomy, mastectomy, and then radiation. Da, 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 done.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
that it is not like, what about my case? My one. Talk to me more about it. I have
Yeah.
so many questions. Like, is the system that is set up?
Yeah, and they try to rush you through it. Like when I was diagnosed and they set up my surgery, I was like, that doesn't work for me. It was like the beginning of July. And I was like, that doesn't work for me. Can we wait until March? Like March is a much better time for me, like professionally, personally, let's do that. And they're like, you'll die. No, I wouldn't.
No, you accept.
You could have given me the time to
But in
do
that
the
moment, we don't know that.
research.
In that
Yeah.
moment, we don't know
You
that.
didn't
In that
know
moment,
that.
you're like, these people are the ones that they know the answers.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, I guess I need to, yes, I need to.
Yeah.
So in that moment, you don't know.
Yeah.
So, and the trust is put it there, but you are not sure about. Like something that I all the time recommended to everyone is shop around.
Yes.
Shop around teens. Shop around medicine.
Yes.
Go to holistic. I'm not here like telling you like go to the blah blah or to the left right, but shop around. Shop around doctors. Shop
Yeah.
around teens. Shop around clinics. Shop around holistic medicine. Alternative there. Shop around, and after you have all that you feel comfortable taking a
Yes.
decision, go ahead, take
Yeah.
your decision.
Yeah.
But first, shop around all what you can because time is there. Like you discovered it, it's not that will, as you say, like inflate it in 2 seconds and that's it. Just it's actually give you more calm
Yeah.
to know that you have all the information you need to take the best decisions for yourself. Because in the end of the day, it's your body.
Yeah.
You are the one taking the decisions for your body. Yeah, they have suggestions to you, but it's your body. You are the one taking the decisions and the best decisions for you.
Yeah, I think that's the best advice anybody could give somebody in that situation, with a fresh diagnosis. And that's one of the things that I regret the most is I leaned in on this people. Like, sure, they're a doctor, but that doesn't mean they graduated with 4.0, right? They could have had like a 2.5, whatever, and like by the skin of their teeth.
And you don't know if that doctor that day, the wife divorced that doctor. I don't know. He was crashed their car. You don't know. You don't know about what is this doctor going through that day. So let's face it. It's good to find different opinions because we're humans. We all humans. That doctor, we all humans. How we navigate to this? I say like chop around to everyone, everything, every option you have, and then come back to okay, what is realistic there for me?
Yeah, and when you talk about, holistic approaches, that doesn't mean like, I know now, this is another thing that drives me crazy. I know now that the two can complement each other. You can holistically treat while you're medically treating, and it may offset, it may cut the treatments down in half. I know a girl actually who was diagnosed with, she had the BRCA.
Mm-hmm.
So totally out of nowhere, her tumor was crazy. It had this like wild diagnosis. And, as they're waiting to start treatments and stuff like that, she's like changing the way she eats. She's changing like the supplements. She's changing like the vitamins that she's taking, just really hitting it on with the holistic approach. And before she even got to like the chemo part of it, her tumor shrank in half. Now, I'm sure there are people who are going to hear that and be like, "No way!"
No,
But it is a thing.
It is, and let me tell you, in my end, it is indeed. I combine both. I go to Costa Rica for a holistic nutrition approach. 1 week detoxing, like we're talking about heavy detoxing, liquid diet, enemas. We're talking about they oncotyped my cancer, my 2 cancers, and one of them was 32 an oncotype cancer markers.
Mm-hmm.
By the time that they surgery, they remove everything, they go to oncotype again, 0.3.
Crazy.
We're talking about more, the whole thing. Like,
Yeah.
in my brain, it's like, I will wait like a week, and then that thing will be like, oh,
Gone.
no
Yeah.
cancer. Because of how, specific what you say, how these things work together, the nutrition, the style of life, the how clean because no matter what, our body is soil. It's a
Yeah.
soil that we put it very good things on it, good thing will grow. And sometimes if we put like sugar, for example, it's one big, it's
Yeah.
the big friend of cancer cells.
Yep.
So it's, of course, I truly 100% believe in that. Take the measures and see what is in the holistic way.
Yeah.
Not in the way that, that stuff are only, no. That stuff works. I saw
Yeah.
in myself work. In your case, the friend that you were talking about, it works.
It works. As I was like, after my first surgery, my dad started sending me these YouTube videos of this guy over in Europe who has brain cancer. And he's like, I was supposed to die 15 years ago, but he works out, he fasts, he does water fasts. He's like a vegan. He does all of these things and he's like still alive and like super healthy. I mean,
it is.
It's crazy, but I don't feel like I had enough time to figure that out. You know, I was on that conveyor belt.
And again, we're talking about decision. I don't like to talk about regrets. We're talking about you take the decisions that were needed to be. You're a strong woman. You have your family. You have your support. You're a decision maker for your business and in health. You take it the same way. I have decisions to make. This will be the way, and I will go through.
Yeah.
And you did it. So you did whatever it was necessary in order to pass through.
Yeah.
And now you arrived here today.
And now I'm grateful that I went through that. I'm grateful I didn't have the time. As much as I say, like, it frustrates me and things like that, like, I'm glad to know what I know now.
Yes. Everything we do or didn't do.
Yeah.
Put us where we are here today. So it's so grateful. I feel that I can talk to you forever and ever. Literally. This conversation is so good. And thank you so much for opening up about the whole diagnostic, the navigate the thing and how it's hard and how it's hard to share but not share and how all that is then. What are you right now? What is your projects right now? What is you right now in your life? What is something that tell me about you right now? Like
right now, personally, I'm trying to figure out this thing that's called harmony. Okay. Like harmony. When you like work, right, and you have these big aspirational career goals, you tend to work a lot, nonstop. But one of the things cancer taught me is there has to be a balance, right? You have to get the mental, emotional, physical, spiritual. They all have to harmonize together. You can't put one on the back burner for the other. You know, in a sense, it's almost like that you have to do it all.
In a way, yes.
Yeah. So you have to make time for everything. So right now I'm working on taking myself off the back burner and harmonizing and making everything mesh. You know, my family goals, my career goals, everything.
Harmonizing. I like it, that word.
Yeah.
It is a 5-quick question that I do in the end of the show before actually we share in your favorite phrase. But it's 5 quick question. It's a very silly question. It's just, for me, I do it like a reset button to, because it's so many thoughts, especially when we have this conversation, it's so many thoughts there getting and so many memories. And so these questions are a little for reset that button before we coming back to the world.
I'm nervous.
So they're so silly, don't be. What is your favorite word in another language that is not English?
Oh my God. I don't.
Any other word?
I don't know if I can say it on here.
You can say anything in Teta's podcast.
I'm not going to say it to you because you have the right accent to say it and I don't. Okay, hold on. I have to think of a different word. It's cuss words. It's Spanish cuss words. Like, because a lot of people don't know. So then you're like, oh, what?
That sounds like a good one.
I can't think of a good word. I'm going to say like hola.
Hola?
Yeah.
Bellissimo.
I think
it was something more deep there that you don't want to have.
Hola is super happy though. Like you walk into a room and you're like, hola, and everybody's he's like, it's party time.
I like it. I like
Yeah.
it. I like it. Yes. In one word,
Mhm.
what is your superpower? And I can think in 10 words already. Seriously, you are amazing. But in one
Yeah.
word, if you can tell me, what is your superpower?
Love.
Look at this.
Oh, I love that.
Okay. If you can be an animal, what animal you will be and why?
I would be a chihuahua.
A chihuahua. Why? Chihuahuas are so cute.
I would. They're so cute and they're like so little, but they are fiercely loyal. Like they love their people immensely. But if somebody comes near their people, like they will chew their ankles off.
Good one. What is your favorite place in the world? And can be physical place, can be anything, can be, like anything or everything. That moment where you are like, I'm here and this is my favorite place.
Yeah. Right now it's home. Yeah. Right now it's home, my house. It definitely brings, that awe feeling when you walk in the. Have you ever been away on a long trip that's been like really stressful? And my son had a hockey injury back in March and he ended up having emergency surgery.
What?
And so I went to Colorado, packed him up. It was like the most chaotic, insane trip to get him from there to my front door. But when I walked in my front door, literally I was like, I'm home. Like the whole world was better. My whole life was better. Everything was like perfect.
That is
So
amazing. Are you good now? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so did you need to go through all that? Wow.
so right now my favorite place is home because there's that safety
feeling.
and security there.
Such a beautiful feeling. Okay, last but not least, what is something that you are thankful today?
Thankful today. I'm thankful to be here. I'm thankful for the opportunity. Again, this is my first time talking about my experience with cancer. So I'm thankful to have been given the opportunity and the space in the right venue to do it. And I'm so thankful that you and your podcast and your community are really kind of making noise for women like me who back then, was like the medical system, like that's it. I'm really thankful for that. I'm really thankful for you guys.
Conversations like thank you for your time, for being here, for being open to share this story, to to being here and share these stories, because it's what I tell you, these stories for me are stories of hope. I'm only barely a year out of my diagnostic. I get diagnostic in May 14,
Oh, wow.
2024. So I'm barely a year out of my diagnostic. So talking to people like you that is years out and everything is literally voices of hope for me and I know for a lot of people there. So thank you for being open to share the story. Your story is so powerful to all of us. So thank you so
Yeah,
much. And I want
thank
to
you.
close to, if it's any your favorite phrase, like one quote or a phrase that you like, that is your like mantra.
Yeah.
And then
You're like, is there one? I actually have a couple.
you're like, I have a book.
I do have
a book.
One is good. One is good. And if you Google Jocko Willink, good, watch the video. Because good is basically you train yourself. Anytime anything bad or like inconvenient happens, your mind automatically goes to good. Like, you have cancer. Good. This is an opportunity to XYZ. But my real favorite quote is by Eleanor Roosevelt. It's, you gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You must do the thing that you think you cannot do. And I think in so many areas of our lives are we in that position where you're like, I can't do this, little from little to huge. And you just have to stop and be like, yes, I can. Face that fear.
Face that fear.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
It's truly
Such an honor to be here.
Oh, it was for me.
Yeah,
and
thank
please,
you.
I have autograph book, so please sign out the autograph with the quote, of course.
That's so sweet. My first autograph.
Yes, please. So if you want to write the quote and then just sign your signature.
I will. And thank you to your listeners and your community for hearing me babble.
No, thank you so much for being here.
And thank you guys for making noise in the breast cancer community. There are people out there, there are women out there that need you guys. They need you loud and loving.
Thank you so much to you and to all of you to listening. Today is about another powerful story about going through breast cancer. Take decisions and be strong. Face your fear, as Susannah say. Thank you so much. MBC. No relation to NBC.